sitting in grand finals, but we're going to. But I think Nair is not as egregious as it was in prior iterations of the game, so we'll go with that. The gentleman that Holopop wound up beating right now is who we're going to see right now on stream. In fact, this is WebbJP. So WebbJP versus Pharaoh. It has become a Master Hand Gaming classic.
That's all I was thinking. That's
yeah,
all
exactly.
I was thinking.
Like we have seen these two do battle in quite a few instances. WebbJP and Pharaoh is one of the more familiar matchups I think that we have seen. I'm going to look up the exact history between the two, but I will say, thus far, it's been nothing but a treat to watch between these two individuals. Pharaoh, WebbJP, we're used to seeing it as Lucas Yoshi, but now all of a sudden we have the ZSS, and we've seen how this could go. In fact, we just saw. But is this perhaps a victory in the cards for WebbJP, or does Yoshi have another hand to deal here? Pharaoh and WebbJP in losers final. Winner goes on, loser gets out.
Here we go, man. Yoshi's ZSS, a matchup that Pharaoh is not as familiar with against WebbJP's ZSS, more so used to his Lucas, of course. I don't know if he has played WebbJP's ZSS yet. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that he has in one of the other tri-state tournaments, potentially Fusion or Xeno, something along those likes. And I really have no idea. This is the first time I have ever seen these two duke it out, specifically with WebbJP's ZSS, you know. Is he going to understand, you know, is he going to be thinking about WebbJP's habits here as a player, you know, to get around whatever his options are going to be, you know, to get around ZSS, you know. Yeah, it's a different matchup, whatever, but I know how WebbJP plays. I know what options he likes to go for when he's in certain positions. Like, oh, if he's by the legend disadvantage, he usually goes for this kind of option. This is where he's normally aggressive. This is where he's normally not aggressive. Do you think that is what's going to be on Pharaoh's mind going against WebbJP here, or do you think he is just so practiced in his ZSS matchup at this point that he's going to be more focused on that going into WebbJP against losers finals here?
See, that I couldn't even really tell you. All I know is that these two have wins on each other.
There you go.
And they know
no,
that,
the up hitbox.
And it kind of makes you wonder, like, Pharaoh has to realize that this is at one point or another, the same person that he has beaten before. He has beaten WebbJP and this Lucas, again, this excellent Lucas, but you know, no player is perfect. Everyone is human. Even gods can bleed, my friend. Mm-hmm. So as we have seen, in fact, I think they wound up playing each other at some point during the box, and Pharaoh wound up winning it 2-0, of course. And yeah, Pharaoh has beaten the Lucas. I believe it was at a fusion as well. I can't remember exactly what round, but it was a pretty close set, and it was a memorable one. But right now, again, Pharaoh with the advantage, perhaps seeing the similarities between the Lucas and ZSS play of WebbJP, saying, okay, you're going to have to bring something new to the table. You're going to have to think outside of the box just a little bit if you want to take me down. And going to be caught. Yeah, that up tilt is such a good pickup option, and combos into itself. From there, you can kind of up air ad infinitum. And that took all of that just to take one stock Nintunist. And right now, you're sitting there. You already have 52 points on the board going into your final stock. If you're Pharaoh right now, you are feeling yourself. You are king for not just a day, but for the whole week, potentially, if you're winning this one.
That's a long time for the monarchy to reign.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about that, especially with monarchies' stability these days. But
yeah, you know, God, with all the ones that are around nowadays. There's the back throw, not
constitutional monarchy can work, okay? Like we're not gonna get into that.
Oh, I'm down. Let's screw Smash. Let's talk about this right now.
Well, hey, it's almost like we have a podcast for off-base stuff like that, but we'll talk about that
later, of course, because this is actually
constitutional monarchy.
Oh, I'm down to talk about what was that thing from Monty Python, that whole shebang about just being the king. As the back air does not take the stock already. What are we gonna get here, man? This is last stock already, my friend. WebbJP brought back 2 more stocks. saying constitutional monarchies can fall.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, you know what? There's the pharaohs were worshipped as gods, but man, even gods ain't invincible in this game.
WebbJP!
Oh man!
I was gonna say, man, he's talking about the monarchy, but that up air, man, just reminded me of that Bernie interview, dude. Socialism!
Nice.
Instantly. That was gorgeous stuff right there. You can definitely catch those kind of conversations on the Gloves Off podcast. But anyway, that was the game number 1. Going to Pharaoh right there over WebbJP's ESS, but it ain't one more. He's got 2 more to win if he wants to have any chance to get his comeuppance, or his rematch, I should say, against Hollowpup, who I do believe sent him to losers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
I
mean,
mean,
he wants that reback, that run back. Oh my god. That run back.
We all knew what you meant. Don't worry about it. But
I said, bro, what the hell is a reback?
yeah, but both of these gentlemen were sent to losers by Hollowpup.
Oh yes, that's right. Oh, I forgot about winners finals.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the thing is that neither of them took a game off of Hollowpup, so both of them have vengeance on the mind, but they can't afford to look past one another. Right now, Pharaoh up by a score of 1-0, looking to exact perhaps a little bit of revenge on WebbJP for victory. Oh my gosh, WebbJP.
He alley-ooped with himself.
Like, what else is there to say about that? Just go back and watch that as many times as you need to, because Pharaoh is an absolute offensive genius with Yoshi, and we can never say that enough. Like, maybe this matchup works out in his favor. I'm sure that there are people with opinions and matchup charts on that, and you can read those until the cows come home, but at the end of the day, you are a player playing against another human, and you know each other's tendencies. You know that it comes down to individual preference, not just flowchart stuff. WebbJP is that personified. Pharaoh right now is saying, well, you know what? I know who you are, and you are not scaring me in the slightest. I can pick you up and scoop you out just like that.
My word. All over this man right now. It's the same position he was in before, though, being up 2 stocks. But like you said, the offensive genius of Pharaoh, to say the least, is... I mean, his Yoshi is all around very, very good.
Yeah.
And no, it is, as we all know, it is very, very good, to say the least, all around. But if I do have to pick one thing that is his outstanding, outshining achievement as a Yoshi, I gotta agree with you. It's his offense game. It's his punish game. This man, he knows when exactly to go for up tilts, even when he doesn't think the first proper hit is gonna hit. And he goes for the reads off of the back hit too. However he can land those up air strings and begin to set him up, he does, my friends, in whatever way that his big, beautiful imagination can even sum up the way to do it. And right now, he's up an entire stock because of it. Will he? Yeah, he goes for the up smash, but just doesn't get the read in the right spot. It does go through the Pokemon Stadium 2 platforms, my friends. Yoshi's up smash does reach just enough to be able to get there, but only in about one spot of it. So depending on how you tech roll on those platforms to get away with it, could just save your life, my friend. So you're going to need to pay attention to those habits and what you've been doing more often than you should, and not as often as you should.
Well, it really does come down to where you land. Like, microspacing isn't exactly a thing in this game, per se. So it really is just about, where you're landing, where you're rolling, and you kind of just leave it up to baby Jesus after that. But, yeah, Pharaoh is... It's kind of funny how WebbJP and Pharaoh are similar in that aspect. They both excel off of their punish game. They both get so much in terms of percentage points off of the mistakes that their opponents make. And really, WebbJP was coming very close to making this a one-stock game earlier on. Of course, that up smash renders my entire point null and void as Pharaoh goes up 2-0. But should be noted, you did see off of the ledge before that, before I think even Pharaoh took the second stock off of WebbJP. You saw him eat the jump just a little bit, and that's one of the dangers of being Yoshi, is that, yes, you do have armor on your second jump, but once you get that second jump gone, that's it. You're out of a jump, and you have to air dodge back to ledge, leaving yourself vulnerable. God help you if you're above ledge in that instance. And yeah, again, that's just the offense of Pharaoh coming into handy. So efficient with those combo strings, and so he very rarely misses. I don't know how you could miss with a head as big as Yoshi's, especially when you're forward airing, but it's one of those things where you have to get that setup. It's not one of those things that you're hitting raw all that often. It takes a lot to set up into such a big haymaker of a move. And as we're going into game number 3, WebbJP looking to get on the board, that big old board above the screen there. It's not gonna be easy by any stretch of Nintunis, and I would have to think that a shift in tact might be what's prescribed here. But to his credit, Nintunis not going to Lucas, sticking with the ZSS.
What was that weird spinning that Pharaoh was doing there? Was he just turning around over and over again before he did that F-tilt? What? That was so weird. I'm gonna have to look at that back in the VOD. Anyway, yeah, that wall is definitely gonna be something for him to overcome and overachieve right here. ZSS has the stuff to be able to deal with a character like Yoshi. The question is, does WebbJP's have the stuff to deal with a Yoshi as good as Pharaoh's? And there you go, getting that shield out. Getting that shield out just in time to get around the up smash right there. So good stuff to WebbJP, forcing his way out of disadvantage once again. There's the grab, tossing him off, trying to get the Zair for good measure. Would have double jump armor of Yoshi's would have gone through it regardless, but it could have still had the potential to put him in a bad spot. And what is the edge guard? Spacing back air twice and trading with the neutral air actually to save WebbJP's life. Going for broke with a down B read right there. Nothing doing on that either. Both of these gentlemen just whiffing their punishes against each other right now. Back and forth over and over and over again. Each of them doing what they can to get out of each and every disadvantaged situation that the other winds up putting the opposite, their opponent, in. Now they're just swinging for the fences this time. And there you go. Another swing and...
yeah.
she's out of here.
I mean, that... You knew the Nair was coming. You knew it was coming in Tunis. Don't even act like you didn't.
I actually legitimately didn't, but alright.
I mean, come on. The thing is that it stays out forever. You know that ZSS is one of the lighter characters in the game.
I calls it as I sees it. I mean...
Yeah, fair.
You know. So yeah, I mean, I guess in retrospect, I saw it coming in that way, but it's not like I called it like as a read or anything like that.
Yeah, but it's you called it enough so that you can say that you saw it coming and you get to sound all impressive for stream chat.
I just wanted to call my shot like a slugger.
Babe Ruth. You can say Babe Ruth.
I can say Babe Ruth?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Babe Ruth.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like that guy.
Yeah.
Up smash.
Perhaps you've heard of him. But no.
Mayhaps. Mayhaps I've heard of Babe Ruth. That's the guy from the candy.
Twice,
that's the guy from the candy bar, right?
Man, I knew I didn't have to tell you.
Yeah. Thank you. I know some things. Like I also know that WebbJP is at 80% on his second stock already, tacking on to 90 with a bad trade with the neutral air right there. He was trying to tack on more and more damage on Pharaoh right there, but Pharaoh with that out of shield option in the neutral air, baby. It's just like Luigi's, man. Frame 3, quick, get off me, big hitbox. Ugh. Not exactly like Luigi's in terms, it's not like a combo starter always necessarily, but you get the idea. It's an amazing get off me move, you know, that a lot of Yoshi players can just mash out in some situations to get around, as Pharaoh does there. But as I say that, WebbJP already tacking on 70, 97, slowly but surely with his Zero Suit Samus here, and now we got ourselves a real slobber knocker again. Which one of these guys is going to commit first, and will that commitment be a good one, my friend, or will it be ill-advised like your parents said about that partner you had a long time ago? Let's find out.
I mean, yeah, I guess we can only find out together, and oh man, that's kind of the danger of boost kick, isn't it? You get caught on a platform after you miss it. Oh man, especially if you're up above a Yoshi, that's just going to be bad news for you overall. So all of a sudden right now, Pharaoh is looking just a little bit more vulnerable than perhaps would have liked, and it really just comes down to WebbJP slowing down the game just a little bit, not being as trepidous as one might have imagined WebbJP would be. That's kind of the thing, is that this ZSS is forcing WebbJP to kind of slow down almost. This is like, you know, you do realize this is not how this character is supposed to go, and now all of a sudden you're on a last stock situation. You kind of, I wouldn't say that a timeout is out of the question necessarily, but if WebbJP keeps trying to come in like this and build up damage for no real you don't have to approach really. You have to count on Pharaoh to make his own mistakes. And it's not a position that you want to be in necessarily. You're ceding a lot of power to the game to Pharaoh. That much has to be considered into this. But at the same time, I don't even think that that's necessarily such a bad idea, unless, again, you keep overextending.
It's rough, man. I mean, with these overextensions, your opponent is just going to wait for it at a certain point, my friend, and able to get that punish. It's good. It's rough, man. Like you said, this ain't Lucas, man. This character does have to be played in a different way, but like I said, WebbJP, it's looking like he's really just having a hard time trying to pick and choose those options. You see him just zaring in place over and over again to try to make his way in, and it's a safe bet. That's a playstyle. That's a strategy with Zero Suit Samus, to say the least, but it is one that you didn't think one would have to rely on. And there you go, Pharaoh reacting to the air dodge, easy peasy, going for the up smash, but mistiming it just narrowly to not be able to get it through the platform. WebbJP with a second lease on life here. Will we get a 3-0? And we shall, my friend. A very ill-advised boost kick up through the right Pokemon Stadium platform against a character with a giant up smash hitboxes that starts and ends a little bit above him. Very amazing at catching those landings. And there you go. That's Pharaoh with a 30 over our good friend WebbJP.
What did I tell you, though, man? It's the overextensions that are going to kill you. Pharaoh, very, very kingly in the way that he commands that you get your head cut off. But that's really how you do it. You overstep your bounds. You try to take one too many familiarities in the King's Chamber. He's going to have you fed to the lions, plain and simple. And Pharaoh doing that, no mercy, no hesitation whatsoever. A 3-0 on the increasingly more practiced and polished ZSS.